a cigarette with a match from last July, the one we stole from the diner off Route 9. You said everything real gets archived too late, then left lipstick on the paper cup like fate. My heels cracked on the sidewalk of your goodbye. That was the day I learned silence doesn't cry. I watched our love like a Sunday matinee, half asleep, half hoping you'd ask me to stay. The reel kept spinning even when the screen went black. Some stories end before they ever look back. There's a photo booth strip in my drawer of sins. I keep it next to the key you never used again. You whispered dreams like they came from someone else's skin. Funny how lies wear perfume when they begin. You said I'm not made for always, just for now, and poured truth in my glass with a twist of a brow. I watched our love like a Sunday matinee, half asleep, half hoping you'd ask me to stay. The reel kept spinning even when the screen went black. Some stories end before they ever look back. I drive past that closed down movie house where you first told me the sky could lie. Now all it shows are posters torn by time, just like your promises framed in white. You were my frame of a dream I couldn't keep. Not tragic, not cruel, just buried too deep, like popcorn on the floor, half eaten, left behind. A love too soft for the world to rewind. still warm from yesterday. I found the matchbook you signed with your real name. Didn't think I'd keep it, but now I can't throw it away. And I still see you framed in that mirror above the bed, like a film they forgot to. And I still feel slipping out at 4 a.m. with the perfume of what we never said. built a garden in my mind, full of colors I can't find. People pass, they never stay, like streetlights lost in day. Mom said truth is never loud. Dad said pride can wear you out. I sat alone and wrote it down. Now I wear it like a crown. There's glass in the garden, I know I walk it slow. I don't cry, I watch it glow. Pain made a path, but I still go. You don't need to run just to grow. She said love is not a plan, it's just knowing where you stand. He gave silence as a gift. I learned how to read the rift. Life's a room you clean each night. Make your bed, then lose the light. If it hurts, that's half the fight. If you're scared, it means you're right. There's glass in the garden, I walk it slow. I don't bleed, I let it show. Hope isn't soft, it's just slow. You don't need to shine just to glow. Dreams that wore disguise, now I wear them in my eyes. Every cut became a map to places I won't turn back. So plant your fear and let it climb. Not every storm has to take She sat where pine and silence met, in his old coat, her silhouette. She laughed like dusk was made of wine. He called her wild like it meant mine. He carved her name on bark and bone, his hands unsure, her heart unknown. They left a ring on granite's face, a vow the wind refused to trace. I've seen such love too fast to name, a candle lit without a flame. I'm not a mirror, but I keep what lovers drop when dreams don't sleep. He said some hearts are meant to roam. She thought it was a flame, a home. They move like time would never sting. She left the sin of early spring. They kiss like clocks were made to lie, and still I hold the wire. She came alone when branches thinned, with letters folded like her chin. She fed me paper one by one, each line a stone, each word a sun. One road of rings and waiting doors, one side of nights he came no more. The last just said I won't be when chasing a man who won't begin. She stopped when frost replaced the dew, but I still echo what she knew. I'm not the moon, but I recall the rise, the fall, the silent call. He spoke like glass about to break. She smiled like she'd outgrown ache. He vanished into rust and smoke. She vanished as the elm trees broke. The ring sank deep with barely sound, but some things don't stay down. They weren't for chapel bells and grace, more thunderstorm than warm embrace. But if you asked if it was real, yes, the kind you never heal. Now I hold the ring where the moss grows thin, in the hush where love is slept. She gave too much to one who strayed. He lost what he never kept. The world moves on with careless feet, but some things cling like rust. I am the stillness no one names, but I remember us. Now I hold the ring and silence sings of a girl who gave too much. The world forgets, but I do not. The lake remembers love. I took the train from LA, hair a mess, suitcase gray, wore my old coat, hid my face. Didn't want no one to know I'd lost the race. You said you wait near Coney skies, but Brooklyn's cold and full of lies. The streets don't sing the way they did when we were just two reckless kids. Your name's still on my motel key. I left the West, but you stayed with me. Back to Brooklyn, no parade, just coffee stains and old charades. I thought I'd find you by the bridge, but all I found was what we did. You kissed me once on 7th Ave. Now I walk it like a ghost in drag. Back to Brooklyn where I began, but nothing ever goes as planned. The diner's closed, the lights are low. The jukebox plays what we used to know. You told me once to never cry, but I see you in every guy. I dyed my hair, changed my name, wrote a song, took all the blame. But darling, love don't change the past, and neon never seems to last. I wore your ring around my neck, now it's just a silver wreck. Back to Brooklyn, no parade, just coffee stains and old charades. I thought I'd find you by the bridge, but all I found was what we did. You kissed me once on 7th Ave. Now I walk it like a ghost in drag. Back to Brooklyn where I began, but nothing ever goes as planned. You said heaven's just a subway ride, but baby, I've been down that line. There's no light past midnight bars, just lipstick marks and rental cars. So if you hear a girl who sings with a voice that tastes like gin, just know she went back to Brooklyn to bury everything she You wrote my name on a napkin, misspelled it twice, but I didn't mind. Said it looks prettier that way, like foreign words that never meant to stay. We talked about cities we'll never live in. You said love feels more honest in hotels, with no clocks, just the sound of the ice melting slower than we'd like. But we keep saying foreign names for things we lost along the way. You call it living, I call it escape. We're just learning how to misbehave, with softer hands and careful eyes, and places love comes cheap but not kind. You taught me that the good things fade when you stay too long in one place. You like to kiss with the window open, so the city could hear the things we never said. And maybe that was your way of staying honest, letting the silence fill the bed. You always lit 2 cigarettes, one for now and one for later, you'd say, but you'd never finish either, just like you never stayed. And we keep saying foreign names for things we never planned to claim. You call it grace, I call it delay, a slow goodbye that feels the same, with borrowed hearts in vintage wine, the kind that hurts but tastes like time. You told me that we age like blame, until we're strangers who once had names. Some advice you whispered one night: don't love someone who makes time feel like math. I didn't understand then, but now I do, and I laugh. So we keep saying foreign names like poetry that lost its shame. You call it truth, I call it fate, a soft regret that never fades. Kiss me like we'd never do it again. You wore that hotel bathrobe like silk, hair still wet, dripping on the windowsill. You said you felt like someone else's wife, but only when the hallway lights were white. And I still see you framed in that mirror above the bed, like a film they forgot to end. And I still feel you slipping out at 4 a.m. with the perfume of what we never said. We never checked out at the front, just left the key and didn't run. The cleaning staff folded time away, and towels still warm from yesterday. I found the matchbook you signed with your real name. Didn't think I'd keep it, but now I can't throw it away. And I still see you framed in that mirror above the bed, like a film they forgot to end. I still feel you slip